Your growth journey starts now. Habits in motion for game changers who don't sit still.
I think one of the biggest traps for operations managers is falling into this scheduler mindset, like just focusing on dispatching the crew, checking the clock, and patting yourself on the back when everything runs on time.
Yeah, but man, that's like the bare minimum, right? I mean, come on, you're not just dealing with trucks and tools, you're working with people. And people, they've got personalities, problems, good days, bad days. It's all part of the game.
Exactly, Jake. And that's where coaching comes in. You're not managing schedules, you're developing people. It's about seeing every interaction as a chance to guide and grow your team members. Take lateness, for example. It's easy to see that as just a discipline issue, but what if we look at it differently?
Oh man, I've been there. I had this one guy on my crew, and let's just say mornings weren't his thing. Like he'd roll in late, coffee in hand, and you're thinking, really, dude? You stopped for coffee but couldn't make it on time?
Right? And the gut reaction might be to lay into them. But let me tell you about a similar situation I had. I had a tech, we'll call him Jordan. He had let's say, a streak of late starts. So instead of going into boss mode, I pulled him aside for a conversation, just one-on-one.
Wait, let me guess. You didn't yell at him about the clock?
Oh, no yelling. I just asked him, hey, what's going on? What's making mornings tough for you? And you know what? He opens up about struggling to get moving in the mornings. Turns out he wasn't managing his nights well. He'd wake up scrambling and end up late.
That's it. That's the gold. You didn't just bark orders at him or, I don't know, dock his time. You actually figured out the why.
Exactly. Once I knew the why, I could offer a solution. I told him what worked for me, setting out your gear the night before, prepping coffee. And I'll never forget, he goes, yeah, I can try that. So we set a check-in for the end of the week to see how it was going. And you know what? It worked. Little wins like that are what I call performance chips. They build accountability without crushing morale.
Man, that's solid. And I'll tell you what, that check-in part is huge. I had let's call him a frequent flyer when it came to being late, but instead of grilling him, I broke it down like this. How can we fix mornings so you're not playing catch-up? And boom, he starts talking about how his alarm's always on mute. Like what? How do you mute your own alarm? Anyway, we worked out a system, and he stepped up. You give people that shot to course correct, and most of them, they don't disappoint.
Coaching isn't just about fixing behavioral stuff, though. It's setting the right example, building trust. When you focus on growing the person, not attacking the problem, you're creating an environment where they want to perform well. And that's what great leaders do.
Totally. Plus, nobody wants to work for a boss who spends all day nitpicking. But a leader who helps? That's a whole different vibe. And dude, when your crew feels like they're being supported, that's when they start owning their wins. It's a game changer.
And that's the mindset. Coach them, don't command them. Because when you invest in people, you invest in your team's success.
You know, Mike, what you said about coaching instead of commanding, man, it applies to more than just the crew. Imagine if we took that approach to syncing up departments. That would have saved me from some real headaches back in the day.
Oh, I hear you. There's nothing worse than walking into a project where two departments are out of sync, like sales promised the moon, and the crew's the one stuck making it look good.
Dude, that was literally me last summer. We had this design install, right? Looked incredible on paper, clients were pumped, but when we hit the site, half the details weren't doable with what we had. And of course, we're the ones looking bad.
And what happened next? Let me guess. Finger pointing, blame game, the works?
Oh, exactly. Crew leaders fuming, clients are hovering, and sales, they're already working on their next deal, like it wasn't even their problem. But I'll tell you what saved the day. We called a quick huddle with everybody. I said, let's forget who messed up and talk about what'll make this project work right now. Boom, fixed it.
That's it, Jake. You cut through the noise and created clarity, and that's what structured syncs are all about. It's not just a nice to have, it's an insurance policy against chaos.
Totally. And honestly, it's not just big screw-ups. Even small stuff adds up. I had this scope creep situation once. Scope creep, man, it's like the silent killer of productivity.
Oh, absolutely. It's sneaky. You don't even see it piling up until teams are overwhelmed. What did you do?
So, my crew's swamped, right? And the crew leader's at his wit's end, trying to handle all these extra requests coming out of nowhere. He's venting hard, like, man, I thought he was going to blow a gasket. But instead of letting it spiral, I stepped in and said, all right, let's loop in everyone who's touching this. Quick 10-minute sync, just like you said. We got sales on the line, hashed out what was realistic, and set better boundaries. You could literally see the pressure lifting.
That's a perfect example. A quick sync, done right, sets the tone for collaboration instead of conflict. It's leadership at its best, turning friction into function.
right? Because nobody wins when teams are throwing shade at each other, but get everybody on the same page, game over for conflict. And bonus points, your crew sees you've got their back. Morale shot through the roof after that.
Exactly. Building trust across departments starts with clear expectations and being the mediator who brings that clarity. That's how you prevent these things from festering.
Yeah, man. A little proactive leadership goes a long way, and it keeps things from blowing up later.
That kind of proactive leadership you're talking about, it's not just about solving the immediate issues, it's a cornerstone for retention too. When people see that their concerns matter and there's a clear path forward, they're not just punching the clock, they're investing in something bigger.
Oh, for sure. If someone feels like they're stuck in neutral, forget about it. They'll be gone before the next payroll cycle. But man, when you show someone they've got a future, it's game changing.
Exactly. Take Jason, one of my techs. He nailed this gnarly irrigation problem, one of those head scratchers that could have set us back hours. So I told him, great work. How about we start talking about your crew leader path?
Hold up, just like that? You're already lining him up for the next step?
Absolutely. I mean, when someone delivers like that, you don't just give them a high five and move on. You let them know you see their potential. So yeah, I said, let's map this out. I want you shadowing someone next week so you can get a feel for what leading a team looks like. You could practically see the light bulb go off in his head.
That's killer. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be some huge thing. Like when I see one of my crew knock out a perfect edge or crush a mulch job, I'll throw them a quick, man, that's pro level work right there. It's those little moments where they're like, oh, they noticed.
Exactly, Jake. I call those micro wins. They're small things, but they stack up. It's like you're dropping chips into their performance bank. And when they see progress, their confidence builds, their engagement soars.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not just about the crew. It's for you as the leader, too. Like, I feel proud when I see one of my guys step up and own something. It's like, yeah, we're doing something right here.
Absolutely. And when you create that environment where growth is the norm, guess what? People stick around. They're not looking elsewhere because they feel like they're already on the right path.
Dude, 100%. Nobody wants to leave a place where they feel seen and supported. And hey, when your crew stays, the team gets stronger. It's a ripple effect.
Which brings us full circle, doesn't it? Leadership isn't just about managing the work, it's about growing the people who do the work. And when you notice their potential, celebrate their wins, and guide them forward, that's what separates a boss from a mentor.
Spot on, Mike. A paycheck's great, but feeling like you're growing, that's what keeps folks showing up every day, ready to crush it.
Well said, Jake. And to all of you listening, remember this. It's those small, intentional moments that build momentum for your team and for you as a leader. Focus on trust, growth, respect, and momentum. You get those right, and you'll build crews that stay for the long haul.
Oh, and don't forget to be kind to yourself while you're at it. You're growing too, so celebrate that.
On that note, we'll see you next time. Keep leading, keep growing, one habit, one crew, 1 week at a time. And if you like this series, let us know how we can help you in the description.
One habit, one shift, one win at a time. Keep moving with habits in motion. See you next time.